All right, and we're in here. So I'm the Shaka Central Corson. This is on Trump and the GE, and this is breaking news. A shooter just fired shots near Vice President J.D. Vance's motorcade today, and I'm going to show you the scene outside of his outside of the D.C. mall. Okay, this is the scene outside the D.C. mall. All right. Okay, you see all the Secret Service agents out there. You see all the Secret Service agents out there. Here's a briefing from one of the Secret Service agents right here. I'm trying to share my screen.
Plainclothes officers and agents that consistently patrol the outer perimeter of the White House complex identified a suspicious individual that appeared to have a firearm. They called in support from our marked uniformed Secret Service police to make contact with that individual. Upon making contact, that individual fled briefly on foot, withdrew a firearm, and fired in the direction of our agents and officers. They returned fire and engaged. That individual was hit. He's since been transported to the hospital. No comments on his condition. I can tell you that at least one, I believe only one bystander was hit by the suspect. That individual, it's a juvenile, did not sustain any life-threatening injuries, but he's also receiving treatment at the hospital. I'll point out that not long before this shooting occurred, the Vice President's motorcade did transit through this area. The investigation itself, in terms of the use of force in the shooting, will be conducted by Metropolitan Police Department. I'll pause there.
Do we know how your guys identified this person as being suspicious? Was he on our radar or just how he appeared?
No, my understanding is they observed a print, we would call it, visual print of a firearm. These are trained surveillance detection personnel out there looking every day to look for just that. Not far from the White House complex, and they observed a visual print of a firearm.
Did he attack the motorcade in any way? Did he approach it with any menace?
No, not to my knowledge.
Was there any reason to believe not just having firearms?
That's enough for me.
And do we know if the child who was struck was definitely struck by the shooter by accident, perhaps by the officer?
I can't say, and we'll let the doctors figure that out, but everything I've seen leads me to believe, and the investigators believe, he was struck by the suspect.
Okay, so there you have it. Basically, there's a shooting suspect near VP J.D. Vance's motorcade. He's been apprehended. He did fire off a shot, and an innocent bystander was hit. I think it was maybe a juvenile who was hit. So how a suspect would know that J.D. Vance's motorcade would be in the vicinity, that it would be near there, that it was there and would be leaving from there shortly? Who knows? How would he get that information? I have no idea. This is, we've had 3 attempts on President Trump's life, including a week ago, where someone tried to rush the White House correspondence and made shots in the hallway. He's been apprehended. He's in the D.C. jail now. So this has gotten out of hand. The rhetoric, the incendiary rhetoric, particularly from the media, from comedians like Jimmy Kimmel, people are fired up and people are upset. The public's upset. It seems to be a powder keg right now. I predicted a lot of this, the social unrest in my book, Shock Exchange Inner City Kids from Brooklyn, particularly Great Recession, and the pain ahead. But the country's a powder keg. And the incendiary rhetoric, talk of civil war, so on and so forth, coming from the media, coming from political pundits, so on and so forth, not helping the situation. The public is taking this talk very seriously, and they need to tone it down. This has gotten out of hand. Again, 3 attempts on President Trump's life, and now a shooting near Vice President J.D. Vance's motorcade. I'm sure they're going to talk to the suspect and trying to find out. I mean, they pretty clear. I'm sure they know what the motives are already, but how he got that close and how he got that information is pretty disturbing. That's Trump and the G. Thank you.